Welcome back to the channel again. This is Lamba Creative Media. This platform was created for the purpose of more or less like giving you the purposeful content for you that is going to shape your mindset, to let you know the self-discovery that you need to take in place and all those stuff. And then today we are more or less like our main topic is going to be based on productivity. In a sense that when they say productivity, what does it mean? And then what is the misconception most people have when it comes to productivity? So that is why I decided to create this particular content for us to more or less like share ideas and also more or less like give you the mindset that you need in terms of this particular video that I'm going to talk about. Being busy feels productive, but often hides fear. If you say you are productive, mostly it hides your fear, and real progress looks boring from the outside. The reason is, if you are more or less if you are productive, it's like if you put your mind, like if the motivation is there for you to do something, like you don't see what are the mistakes I'm doing, what are some of the things that I'm doing that is not going in order, you don't see it. But the real progress happen when you decide to relax or more or less like move in a certain way. It's like you feel relaxed and all those stuff. That is the time you feel that you now get to know the mistakes that you are doing behind the scene, the things you are not supposed to do, the things you are doing and then it's not supposed to be done in that way. That is the time you get that particular mindset of more or less like getting to know yourself in a way that it's like what I'm doing is right. But when you are say you are going to be productive, it's more or less like juggling with a lot of things at the same time. You are not focused on one particular thing. If you are focused, you know that what you are doing, this is what you are supposed to do, followed by this, go by this, followed by that, and go by that. But if you are juggling with a lot of things, you end up messing up things in a sense that you will not feel productive in terms of more or less like what you are supposed to do and the things that you are not doing in one way. And then one of the main reasons, no one is coming to save you and to take your life responsible, or you are the responsibility of your own personal life. For you to be more or less like still productive, no one is coming to save, no one is coming to advise you until you take your life as a responsibility on your own personal self, to take charge of your own personal self, take yourself on a personal self-discovery, take yourself on a personal self-development, take yourself in a learning journey where you're able to more or less like put yourself in a situation where it's like, Charlie, the lifestyle or the decisions I'm making now is the decisions that is going to influence my future lifestyle. So your life is a responsibility of you, the individual, you, the person. It's the responsibility of you to take absolute control of it by staying focused in terms of whatever you are doing, in a sense that, like I said, you see, there is no future. We always have the misconception of something like, let's say, my future is bright, my future is bright. Let me tell you something. There is nothing like a future. It's just a misconception that we are, or a myth, or something that we have in our brain that we believe in, that I have a future. Your future was, listen, yesterday's future is today, then tomorrow's future is today. The decisions you made yesterday is what is making you be at where you are now. The decision you make today will decide how your tomorrow will be. So your future is today, the decision you are going to make today. If you are going to make any reasonable decision, then it will influence your future. That is why I made mention that productivity can feel more or less like hide your fear, but the boring ones will reveal it, in a sense that your responsibility or the lifestyle you are living now is the responsibility that you have taken upon yourself. If you want to be productive and if you want to be something more like be productive in the system, more or less like get absolute control, if you want financial freedom, if you want to work on your own, if you want to be your own personal self on your own personal self, then you have to take absolute responsibility of your own personal lifestyle, the decisions you make, the kind of content you engage in, the kind of things you post, like everything, what you learn, what you associate yourself with, idea, the kind of friends you say, your friends, the circle of friends, and also make sure you always pay attention to your inner voice, because your inner voice is the driving force that carries to wherever you want to go in this life. That is why I always say, always pay attention to the inner voice that is within, that gives you the driven. You see, in every person's misconception, there are two voices, a louder one and then the smaller one. Seeing one gives you that kind of more or less like you are going to where you are supposed to go, but the louder one one is what tells you that you can't do it. It is more like you cannot do it. What you are trying to do is something big. You cannot achieve it. No, it gives you that fear. It gives you that pleasure. That is why there is a statement that most people always use. Most of the great people, most of the entrepreneurs say that for you to become successful, you have to move from your comfort zone. For you to become successful, that you have to move from your comfort zone to somewhere that is not making you feel comfortable. That is why I said the decisions you make today will show up in your tomorrow's future. In a sense that your life is your responsibility. You decide whatever you want to do. That is why I said this particular platform gives you the opportunity to more or less reshape the mindset that you have in terms of decisions you make, your circle of friends, what you do, how you do everything. Other way, if you find this particular video being helpful, don't forget to like, comment, share, and also subscribe to be part of this community so that whenever I upload a new video, you'll be part of this particular. And also, I'll link the community link in the description so that join so that we can connect on the other side. After then, in my next video. Peace.